So Gargi, do the honors.
Thank you for telling us, Shivam, that we are live. The game is done and dusted. As one-sided as it could be. We were cribbing the last few days that we were getting one-sided encounter. And so God said, one-sided? You thought like 10 to 12, 15 runs are one-sided? There you go. I will give you 56 run or what? How is it? 57, 56, something?
56, I guess. 56. 201 is what
Yeah.
the Punjab Kings managed.
So 56 run loss, 201 all out in 19.4 overs if I'm not mistaken. And this is a team that is lost by 56 runs after having scored 200. So wow. But the day clearly belongs to the Lucknow Super Giants. Having said that, we will get to the Lucknow Super Giants, the star performers in Lucknow Super Giants, but there were two players from Vidarbha who played for Punjab Kings, one that played for Lucknow Super Giants, so three in all that were playing today. And since Gargi is from Nagpur, which is part of Vidarbha, she is going to tell us a little bit about her three fellow cricketers from the same state. So one by one, let's take a look at who's the man of the match. Yash, I think. Yash Thakur, I guess, would be, right? Will be, no? 4 wickets, I think. Or, I mean, out of these three, he's your star. I know Atharve also got runs, but someone in a game where, close to 450 runs, more than 450 runs have been scored. A guy who picks up 4 wickets. Did Yash pick up 4 wickets today? He did.
Yes, he did.
So 4 wickets, the guy who picks up 4 wickets.
In his debut match.
In his debut match. So tell us a bit about him. What was he like?
He was a very quiet kind of person, not very, out loud or something. He's always been someone who works very hard. He had a few very struggling years where he was struggling with his health, and that's why he was out of the team. But he's been a brilliant bowler ever since he started playing. He belongs not from Nagpur, he belongs from Amravati. He's come to Nagpur to play cricket, and Amravati is a very little town, and he's made his way to the IPL now, and he's performed so well. But when we talk about Yash Thakur, he's played for India under 19.
Is he superstitious? Is he religious? Yes, I saw him wear this one long, that religious.
He must be. I mean, we've never had that conversation, but I think so.
No, sometimes, some people are more superstitious, religious than others.
Right.
Like, it seems like he was wearing this one long, I could, when he was bowling, you could see it could come out.
Okay.
You remember Saurav Ganguly used to have some 10, 15 different,
Stones.
Stones and tabis and various other, anyone who must be giving him like something to,
wear it.
He would wear it for good luck, obviously.
Inspired by Bappi Lahiri.
No. Bappi Lahiri only believed in gold. His was like that black thread mein kuch hai, gold chain mein kuch hai. Like suppose he went to one temple, something he got. He would just put it. There used to be plenty around his neck.
Azharuddin had one.
Azharuddin had just one taweez, but Dada used to have a lot.
Even though they say that in that sort of crop of players, I think it was Lakshman though who was the most religious of them all.
No, it's not really, but they all like Sachin's coffin, I remember, used to have like all got pictures inside. So, because again, in sport where luck plays a major role, where you're so superstitious as in wearing the left pad first and things like that, then obviously you're going to believe in the divine powers. So anything that will help you score runs or get wickets, you'll believe in it. So
I'm so mad about superstitions. I'm not a superstitious person because superstitions never worked for me. Whenever I thought, okay, this is something that is working for me, it would fail.
But you are nothing like,
No.
first put on the left glove.
Nothing.
3 taps when I go to
Not
bat.
at all. Oh no, I used to do the 3, whenever I go to talk to my partner, my batting partner.
Non-striker.
Non-striker, I'd punch them 3 times, like a fist bump 3 times. That's something I picked up from someone else, but I still do it.
Okay.
The one where the bail they do tap. Chandrapal used to do that. Was it superstition?
I do that. No, that's not superstition.
No, just for guard that he used to do.
Mark
It's
the guard.
it's to
Because if you do it with your bat, like this, I also do it. Because when I do it with my bat, then it gets removed because someone else is taking a different guard. It just gets up, and then you have to ask again. I don't like doing it. So there's one time, just dig
He
it
used the
in.
bail as well?
Yeah.
And then sometimes,
Once it's there, then I know. But,
it's much more like
some
Permanent.
places
effective than your spikes or something.
Correct. Anyway, I mean, we don't wear spikes, we wear rubbers because
Okay.
here pitches then they'll go bad if you're wearing spikes.
Yeah,
so they
right.
don't encourage, and there are multiple matches right on the pitch. But the one problem with that is, at least what I've encountered, certain pitches are so hard that you can't really dig it in. It's so hard, the pitch.
And it's embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing.
When
You
you
can't because they're blunt at the end of the day, right?
Right.
You need to have a soft sort of a pitch for it to go in. If it's a sharp object, then no matter how hard you'd be able to dig it. But because they're blunt, they need to be. These are not a great example. The ones that played in the match,
real ones.
are more blunt. That just won't go if it's a very hard pitch.
Yeah.
Just thinking with the Zing bails, would Chandrapal would have been able to do this?
No, won't.
No
won't
way.
No.
It would have been fined.
You
He
can't.
wouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah,
would he?
you
Yeah.
Okay, getting back to Yash Thakur is done. The other two Vidarbha boys that have done well, Atharva Thaide did very well.
Atharva Thaide, left-handed batter, of course. He's also.
Sorry, before you go, again one of the players we were discussing, that he needs to get going, get runs,
Not-
like Stoinis.
Yeah.
Stoinis. And so I think all of them got the memo. That
I think that position change really helped him.
batting at 3?
Yeah.
Second match or the third match now that they
2 matches he didn't perform. Third one he was.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's really worked. Anyway, more on him.
Yes. So a left-handed batter who also hails from Amravati. Mind you, these Yash, Atharva, Darshan, who's also in Punjab Kings, but he's not playing. They're all childhood friends. They've basically grown up
Nalkande,
together.
what is it?
Darshan Nalkande. They live in the same house.
Same house?
Yeah.
As
In Nagpur.
flat.
Achha, in Nagpur
in
where
the
they're
same flat.
okay.
Yeah.
I was not
So
from
they're
Amravati.
like very good friends, all of them, even Jitesh. So they're climbing the ladder together somehow. I think that's great for
it was
them.
fantastic batting because I believe he has some record in the under 19 level, right? He smashed a 100 or something.
Yes, twice, not 100. He's had a 100 twice. Also, he has a record for scoring the second fastest 100 in international under 19.
Wow. It does show, and it does show why also Kings 11 or Punjab Kings persisted with him, got him, and then gave him that chance. See, because it's a batting order with so many stars, for him to get a chance. I mean, there were a few eyebrows that were raised, but clearly he comes with that pedigree. He is known to be that guy who can, really up the strike rate. So, and he's living up to that right now. Okay, the third one, Jitesh.
Jitesh Sharma. I don't think he needs a lot of introduction now. He's out
now
in the
because
open
India
now.
guy now. But still, tell us a little bit more about him as a person.
Yes.
Shy guy.
He's also from Amravati.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What
All
is in
4
the
of them.
water of Amravati, huh?
All 4 of them are from Amravati, and Jitesh is a very, very intellectual person. Also, he's very funny, someone who's very outgoing, loves to chat, sit down and chat. But I've learnt a lot from Jitesh. He's told me very good things, and especially when he was in that phase where he wasn't doing so well in cricket and he was out of even the domestic circuit. He was out for 2 years.
Oh.
So making a comeback at the age of 29 on a stage like this is like brilliant, commendable, the things that he's done. And with Jitesh, it's all been mental. He talks about it openly also, that he's made a lot of changes in his mental health and how he perceives the game, and how he the way he's worked on his confidence mainly. And there's this one thing that I think he does tell everyone, but something that I remember very, very well is that he told me that he never he loves his hair. So for a year or 2 he cut his hair completely, shaved it down. So it's like a dissociation, that this is something I love but I won't have it, just to keep myself mentally strong.
Whoa. And is it like something that he must have promised himself, that hey, if I end up doing well and this is my whatever, in Hindi we say tapasya, I'm going to do once, I'm going to let go
something
of this,
like that only.
and then if I do well, then I'm going to allow myself the luxury of having long hair.
And the other second thing is
that what he was meaning? Oh,
and
very interesting.
And the other thing is to challenge himself every single day. No matter how cold it gets or how hot it gets, he always takes a bath with very cold, chilly water.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But that he comes from, that part of the country, that cold he can. Will he do it up north?
Yeah, he still does it. It's just something that he does.
In Chandigarh, he would do,
He would do.
no matter how cold.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There are some people who just can't have a bath in hot water. You know, even my
No, but it's not about that, na.
He wants to challenge himself, like punish him.
But it could also be
Get-
because top athletes do opt for that because it does really get your blood circulation going.
No, he's saying not got anything to do with
it's got nothing to do
science.
with- This is just about challenging your body.
Yes, it's all about
Dual
the.
benefits then.
Yeah, it's like some people, he's right, that medically they want cold water, and I do know some people that no matter how cold it is, they will still be in a t-shirt. They don't want to wear a jacket. I know that happens, but then there's a medical reason behind it. That was how I know is that was dissected, and multiple stories were done when Rahul Gandhi was walking without a jacket. Remember, in a t-shirt.
yes.
And I saw a lot of articles which said that some people do not feel cold no matter how cold it is, and I know somebody personally like that who does not. He's a famous personality. If you've heard of someone called Cyrus Brocha.
Yeah.
So Cyrus, no matter, so even if he's in Switzerland, he won't wear a jacket. He will be in his t-shirt.
Wow.
So the problem with that is if you're sitting in the same room as him and
It's cold.
the AC will be like 12 degree or whatever, like the least that AC can go to, it'll be like freezing in the room. But you can't do anything because he wants it that cold, and he'll be sitting in a t-shirt and you'd want like jackets to wear.
someone like me. I mean, finally, someone like me.
Yeah, but in winters I still see you wear woolen clothes.
Yeah, I do, because the wind that can kill you here. The wind.
But even then, I don't think he was putting on as many layers like we were.
Yeah, maybe less. Maybe he has a bit more, resistance. To
Are you
it.
also challenging yourself in some way?
No, I genuinely don't feel that cold. That's how.
So it's natural to him.
Yeah, even my mama, I mean, even if he's in Kashmir, he'll still have a bath in nice cold water. He
Some
can't take
people-
hot water.
Some people are like that. Okay, let's get back to the game. Plenty of questions again for KL Rahul. Yaar. We've discussed KL Rahul in the meetings, but we'll of course discuss him again. But let's take a look at the performers. Yash has won, as we mentioned. Yash Thakur very, very good with 4 wickets, giving away 37 runs. I keep saying that again in a game where 450 odd runs was scored. You have a bowler who just gives away 37 in his 4 overs and picks up 4 wickets. That's an incredible performance. I would want that he be considered for the man of the match. I know that there will be a lot of competition with the guys who got plenty of runs, but I think in a game like this,
Stoinis, because he took 1 wicket as well.
yeah, could be
1.5
because of that.
overs, just the one managed to pick 1 wicket.
Yeah.
And then those 66 quick fire runs, I believe. 66 of 36. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Stoinis was 72 or
Oh, this is
41,
tied.
I think.
Sorry.
Yeah, of 41. I mean, yeah. So there are a few contenders there, but just let's take a look at the Punjab innings now, because we discussed the Lucknow innings threadbare. So Punjab now, before we look at the positive, I was a bit surprised to see Sikandar Raza come out at 4, because whatever little we've seen of him in international cricket, I know he's done well in ODI cricket, but he's more of an accumulator if you ask me. I don't think he's a bang kind of a guy. It's not that you're batting first, right? You are chasing the second highest total in the history of IPL. This is what we spoke. This is what the Lucknow Super Giants did very well today, was get their batting order right, and that's exactly what Punjab Kings haven't done. You are chasing, sir, the second highest score in IPL. You're sending Sikandar Raza when you've got a Liam Livingston. I agree, Livingston has not been in best of form at the moment, but he is that guy if you have a chance. For example, Stoinis had not been in form, but they sent him higher up, knowing fully well that that's the ability that guy has. Similarly, if I am Punjab Kings, if I'm the coach at Punjab Kings, I'm sending Liam Livingston at number 4 any day of the week, much higher than Sikandar Raza. Sikandar Raza comes down for me. Even Jitesh I'd probably send higher up than him, because we know, and he's been doing well now. He didn't have a great start to this IPL, but we know that he can bat at a 200 plus strike rate. So I'm sending these guys up. Then if they give me a great start, or at least take the innings close to the total, then someone like Sikandar Raza comes, plays his knock, or if you have a collapse, then he comes and plays it in plan B style, whatever. But this batting order, I think, is the biggest difference between the two teams. What Lucknow did right and what Punjab did wrong. And the other thing I just couldn't make out is Prabhsimran Singh, who we have been praising. If you see our pre-show, we were praising him a lot because he had been outstanding. Again, you are chasing the second highest total, 9 of the 13 deliveries. That's not, I think the first ball itself he was shouldering arms, right? It just started off like that. So it just, I don't know, it baffles me. You know that you're batting first, I'll still take it. You're not batting first. You're chasing a big total. Fantastic pitch, as you're now realizing that everyone's getting runs. You have no option but to go bang bang from the first ball. Yet, how do you explain 9 of 13 balls? Even if you were in the mold that I'm going to cover it up later, but this is not that kind of a game. 250, it's not going to happen. You can't cover up no matter what you do. You're looking at 180 strike rate. Cover up will get you to a 130, 147. Not going to happen. So I think just as Lucknow may have had a talk with their batsmen last time, sit them and had a few harsh words, the Lucknow management. I guess this batting performance, again, not blaming the batsman alone. I think the bowling also gave a lot of run, but at least the approach of the batting should have been there. Maybe 9 times out of 10 you don't chase this total, but at least the approach should have been there. So that's something that I think Punjab needs to look at.
Yeah, I mean, that start, it kind of reminded me of that 222 that Kolkata had. First game of IPL 2008.
The
McCullum 158. 223, at that time a T20 score of 223, but what does Wasim Jaffer do to Ashok Dinda first ball? Shoulders arms. I think you give up at that particular point in time. Okay, let us try and minimize the collateral damage that is there. Because see...
But only benefit of the doubt I'll give them because it's just like such a nascent stage that people are also learning of how to play that.
Yep.
Today you are like so evolved in this T20 cricket that now it can't happen. Now you can't shoulder arm. That took a first time... maaf hai.
I know.
That is okay. Can't happen now.
Yeah, I mean, they were anyway on the back foot from the moment they stepped out onto the field. 258. Everybody realistically said no, they can't chase it down. So,
with the exception of Gargi.
I mean, it was a 50-50 for me.
Oh.
Big numbers.
Now we know why she said 50-50 because she has 3 friends and 2 were in one team. So she went with the one where the 2 were there.
Okay, but yeah, I also believe...
Nobody would have said 50-50 at that stage.
I did.
Exactly, we know why you did.
But because they had players like Shikhar Dhawan was coming back,
Jitesh
Sharma was...
You can say whatever. You can have A.B. de Villiers, Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, and yet... this
and yet it may not add up
doesn't become 50-50. It doesn't become 50-50.
Yet they didn't chase down 208 in an IPL final.
Yeah. That's another matter. But even if you had them,
exactly,
still not 50-50 at halftime. It is. I mean, you'll give them a chance for sure.
Yeah.
Funny things happen. But it'll still be like 80-20, 75-25.
I mean, I don't blame her for that 50-50 thing from a hopeless situation. RCB fan. She's been suffering for this for 15 years on the top.
He was waiting, exactly.
You walked
waiting
into
for
the
it.
trap.
He was turning up the heat slowly.
I had to. You walked into the trap.
And then left you to burn.
I didn't even say anything. How did I walk into the trap?
257, 50% chance.
So what? I can't have hopes.
Okay. Realistic hopes, yes, you can.
No, see, to be fair, you can have hopes. You can support, and that's the beauty of the IPL. You should support, and it's great to be thinking out of the box and going left field with your selection. But truth be told, 9 out of 10 people wouldn't have gone with what you did, and most people will tell you that you were over optimistic to think that they would win from there.
Of course I was. There was always a thought. I mean, I had it in the back of my mind.
But
that
boy, if you got it
impossible.
right, that would have been a prediction for the ages.
Yeah.
Then she would have jumped like how Shane did when Kolkata won that Rinku Singh miracle.
I don't think she'd be able to. With those heels on, you would struggle.
No.
I'm
also not very reactive person. Yeah, no.
You're not the...
No. And the MS Dhoni
Shane,
type
you
of...
should see when he's watching the match, Upar also.
Full mahal.
Full.
Totally.
It's totally...
I didn't know that, he had such strong allegiances for KKR.
Yeah.
Like I expect that for, because you follow, like said, the Premier League for a much longer time and all. And I've seen, people, we're all passionate in that way when it comes to sport. I never thought for IPL he really, a couple of times I was like, yeah, it's unbelievable. Let's say.
Even Siddharth doesn't have that for CSK. That kind of passion.
That's what I'm saying. That is very difficult to have. Let's say for.
No, also, before when I didn't know Shane well, I was like, he must be a Bengali or something maybe.
He is.
But
He's half Bengali. He says.
Acha, okay.
He says he's half Bengali.
No, what do you mean he says? He is.
No, he says he doesn't say I'm full Bengali. He says I'm half Bengali.
He is half Bengali.
He is
That's
half
why he
Bengali.
says it.
He is,
okay,
yes.
okay. Then it's fine. Then I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, you were not.
He is.
With age, I had the same passion that Shane had for CSK in 2012 and 13 now, but I realized मुझे सिर्फ एक ही चीज दिखाई देता है India. And then
That I agree. I only follow the IPL. Very honestly, I don't support any team. I only enjoy watching the IPL because I get to see Indian players play for different
Yes.
franchises. So that's
pretty much why this thing is.
Delhi. Don't be embarrassed now.
No.
Accept it.
That I
Delhi
have
capital.
for the longest time, and that's fine.
Like
But then,
covering up.
No.
Me also. I don't.
No. Yeah, like
No, but I like fans like you. Your team's not doing well, no problem.
Exactly. So I will stick by.
Though he's still not a very brave enough fan, because slowly and steadily all his merchandise has
No.
disappeared.
I know.
It disappeared.
No.
First he came with t-shirt, then started losing, he removed t-shirt, chalo topi pehn leta, which is less.
But topi has
then
still keep
topi
on my
also.
desk, no?
Now it's gone to a flag.
Now it's
Just
gone
a
to
flag.
There's an addition now. So on my desk, there's the cap right there. I put a flag as well.
We don't get to see it here.
Tomorrow
We can have it. Yes. Tomorrow we'll have it.
I don't get to see it. Maybe. Yes, Shivam.
Oh, dekho.
Lucknow fan.
Yep. Yeah, when they get to I did pick them as one of the top 4 teams in that. So
Yeah. I don't suppose
they deserve whatever comes their way, because it was a clinical performance from them, barring one individual. Barring one.
No.
Yeah, barring one.
We'll talk about him.
Okay.
That is the major.
We get it.
The second lowest scorer for LSG
Yes.
on the day.
Yep.
No, third. It was Krunal, Deepak Huda,
Deepak,
10.
yeah.
But they were both not out.
Not out.
So
Extras outscored KL Rahul.
effectively he is the lowest scorer in that
He is.
sense, because he got out. So those two were not out.
Yep.
Yeah. But Lucknow, I supported Shivam. It was tough for me to pick a team. I don't support, but it was because I'm Punjabi by nature, so it was my team, that is Punjab. But I was born in Lucknow, so I wanted to
It
support.
was 50-50 before they batted. Before LSG batted.
It was.
Tough game to call.
It was. But I picked.
LSG. Yes, of course.
Okay. Should we address the elephant in the room?
Yep. We have to.
KL Rahul.
What can you? I had summed up in that innings itself. Got dropped first ball.
You didn't sum it up. You gave a lengthy answer.
No. KL Rahul, just on KL Rahul.
KL Rahul, very long. Full.
No, first it was monosyllabic, no, and then he extended. Was it for that only?
KL Rahul, yeah.
First was a no,
went on a
and then
rant.
there's an explanation. First it was a monosyllabic answer.
So we'll start with a question just to set the ball rolling. Aditya Mohanty says KL Rahul is not an emotion. He is a player.
Yeah, the reverse.
The reverse.
The reverse, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
like
say
for
that for
MS
some-
Dhoni. MS Dhoni is not a player, he's an emotion.
Yeah.
Or Virat Kohli is not a player. So he's reversed it.
Reversed it.
Creativity. Yeah. Aditya Mohanty. I summed it up. I only said one line. I said KL Rahul getting out was a blessing in disguise for Lucknow. That way, no balls were wasted and everyone got more balls to face. And then
I also saw a tweet that said LSG batting lineup is dangerous when KL Rahul gets out in the first over.
yeah, it is true.
Really poor guy.
It is true. Today, his wife was also at the stadium.
Yikes.
Yeah. Why are you saying yikes?
Poor guy. I mean, he gets unreal. No, he gets
No, he's saying yikes
unreal.
because he's like, what he's saying is that a hope that he could have got some runs today at least. Yeah, with his family there. Yeah, which I agree.
He gets
Unreal.
unreal levels of hate, unfortunately. But 50% is bought upon by himself. The other 50% I don't think is warranted. Honestly.
Oh, Shane's also not here today.
Yeah, I know, Shane.
I think today even Shane would have been like, I have nothing more to add.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, I'm sure he would have had something to add.
No, but I. Oh, he's trying to
But
imply something.
what is your
But
take?
this time nobody came to watch him. The pin nahi aaya na run. So
Let's hear it from him, no? Do you have any complaints, Shivam, with your captain? No.
see, fan is saying it. He's a Lucknow fan. He's okay with KL Rahul, our producer. He's only thanking him for getting out. But otherwise, he has
Took a completely dark turn.
See, all of our comments are like that. I'm just reading some, like, KL should be dropped. Harish Madiseti saying, lesson to learn is that don't take KL's wicket in the first 10 overs. Then you can restrict them a low score. Go down. Very mean, some of those comments.
it's very mean.
You'd hate to be in KL Rahul's head right
Yeah.
now.
Go down. Go down. No. Seedha. Ha. Acha, Dex has a very cerebral question which we'll address a little later. Right now we are in the KL Rahul mode. So, no, those funny ones we are not taking. Prakash Jha and Donald Trump.
Oh.
No, so finally, the comments about KL, GGK has, he says that how long a captain can get respect in a team where he is the lone one non-performing whole season and costing chases. Very good point that GGK makes. What do you make of, how is it that his batting is going to have an impact on the team?
Right.
I sort of, associate with that question, and it's I think very good question, because it's happening, let's say, with the club that I support as well, Harry Maguire. Okay, there are jokes all around. There's hate for him, and what do you as fans do? What do the players? And there is, in fact, something that's come up by a former Manchester United player as to how he had problems with, it was glaring how bad, let's say, Harry Maguire was getting, and rather has been abysmal also over the last couple of weeks as well. So, how does the team respond? How do the fans respond? It's easy, let's say, for the fans to respond, but I think of whatever little, let's say, that I've read about players and teams. Of course, at times with certain players, and Harry Maguire is the club captain. Likewise for KL as well, he's the club captain. Now, what's being said about Harry Maguire is that it was being told to the players that, listen, he is the most expensive defender that we have in the history of the Premier League as well. He's the most expensive defender, and he's the club captain too. So he has to play game in, game out, and we have to back him to the hilt. That's what the messaging to the players was. And perhaps as players, yes, it's all there you're playing in front of 70,000 fans week in, week out, so everything happens out there, and if you're caught off guard, if you're making mistakes, the world is saying, mocking, whatever it is. But as players, perhaps as team management, it as well, the jokes and everything. But if somebody is in the position of a captain, there comes a time that as mature individuals, you back that player come what may, because if there is that disharmony, or if you start, disrespecting the captain, then other teams sort of start taking advantage. At least football works that way. So you can't have that messaging go out of the dressing room. You have to come across as one unit.
Easier said than done that everyone should support. These are the regular things that you say everyone should support and help each other, or the player should back the other guy at that time. These are all things that are good when they're spoken, or when you come to a press conference, you say that. Great. But I'm saying it's human tendency when the captain or your leader is not performing. Let's say not now. When you start losing games, you may not come out and say it openly, but there will be murmurs around. You will talk about it. Then if his bat's not doing the talking, then even decisions that he may be taking will start. I don't know. They'll start becoming a bone of contention, a bowler might think that, he's not scoring runs, he's not even giving me a over here, there, he's got it all wrong. So the weakness then
Keeps
becomes
building up.
it
keeps
builds up,
building- yeah.
and you start looking at those. So it will happen. Especially when you continue to lose, then because you're always looking at a scapegoat, right? You're looking to blame someone why it's
Which
not
is what-
happening.
like
you
we
go to-
said earlier as well, they'll probably not be bothered too much with regards to today's score, because again,
Yes.
it will all be like Sidvi said, it'll all be swept under the
No, but that's
carpet.
one. I'm saying, let's say one win, then you have two losses, one win. And if you're in a situation where
Yeah.
you're not making it to the playoff or you're in a close fight, then these things come.
Yeah.
If you're performing with the bat, then you know that he's the authority, he's the captain, he's doing his bit, he's pulling his weight. Then everyone else steps up, saying that if he is, all of us have to be. When he's not, then it's very easy. I'm just saying negativity spreads.
Yeah.
And no matter what losses bring that, no matter how good you bond as a team, no matter how good you are as teammate, it will have an effect. That's not to say that he will be removed as captain or anything like that. I think he really needs to sort his head. I personally feel that all this criticism is also making matters worse for him.
Yeah.
Because he's taking it. I think he seems to be that sort of a personality who will get affected by whatever is said, and so it'll affect his confidence. He's also a confident sort of a player. It's not helping. These things are not helping. But then it's quicksand, nah? So if you're going in, I mean, it's getting worse because it's like a vicious circle. It's all related.
Yeah.
You're not in good form. Negativity is coming, and then you're mentally not there.
affecting your performance.
Yeah. Then again, you're not in good form because it's affecting your
Yeah.
performance. So it's all interrelated. How do you come out of it? I don't know.
Only thing right now is I don't think the criticism is undue.
I agree, but
International stage and all, there were factions that said, okay, chalo, there is at least, if he's not getting runs in the big matches, let's say if he's not scoring in the finals and the semi-finals, he's scoring runs again, let's say Netherlands, he'll get you, Afghanistan, like he scored that 50. At least there were those people saying that. Right now in the IPL, we're all aware as cricket fans of what has happened with him with regards to, let's say, his central contract, with regards to the fact that in the test team he was dropped, and right now, so in the backdrop of all of that, in the international stage, then you come into the IPL thinking that, okay, he's not just a captain, he's somebody who scored so many runs in the past as
it's
well.
not
He has a
gonna
proven
happen.
record in the IPL. None of that is going right for him at the moment.
so you forget what has happened in the past is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Right now, nothing's going
that
right for
remains
him.
for a brief. Okay, so you've done so much in the past, then it remains. Let's say for you to lose the dressing room may take longer than a new captain. But it will also happen with someone who's got runs. So I'm saying for him it's not happening, and I think it's a valid question that him not performing with the bat, will it have effect on how the team looks at it, how the team views him, how the team ends up performing. I'm sure it will. Today they've stepped up, and maybe they've not really reached that stage where they're all bogged down. But if it continues, then maybe then, as I said, that everything he does will start affecting you. Oh, he made the wrong bowling change. I should have been bowling at this time. I should have been fielding there. Why did he bring that fielder in? He's doing, and if at the same point, if he's getting you 60s, 70s, 80s, anything that he's doing, even if it's going wrong, you're like, you're keeping to yourself, saying,
Yeah.
oh no. So it does make a difference. The interesting point that Naveen Veluswamy makes, I know that he's saying it in jest, but he's saying transfer KL to CSK next year. Okay, I know what he's trying to say. He's like, if there is one guy who can fix everything at the moment, does seem like, and that is MS Dhoni. We don't know if MS is going to be captaining next season, but if he is, then he would be. But I mean, on a serious note, I'm sure that won't happen. But it still doesn't stop him from taking some time off during off season and spending time with MS Dhoni. You can always do that.
I mean, wasn't MS Dhoni part of the Indian cricket backroom staff in the 2021 World
Yes.
T20?
As a mentor.
Yeah, but that was like a one-off thing, nah.
One-off.
There.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus, also, can an off-field mentor really have that, or give you that kind of confidence that on-field captain can? Maybe not, because whatever said and done off-field, whatever you make a person, you can make him the head coach also, will not have that same impact that the captain. Cricket is run by captains.
yes, it is.
So on that,
I mean, look, what has happened with KL Rahul, unfortunately, is even if you don't count his past, I mean, see, last 1.5 years, forget IPL 2022. What happened after that? Spate of injuries. Lost rhythm, lost his. Because you have to look back at that press conference that KL Rahul did when he was asked the same question. Two things in that. One, it is very difficult to come back from injury because of the nature of injuries that he's had. He had sports hernia, then he had COVID, double whammy.
Yeah.
And after a certain point in time, it is difficult for you to come back from those injuries because
you've lost that rhythm.
Yes, and everybody's body is not the same. I mean, Virat Kohli is an epitome of superhuman fitness at this point in time. KL's is not like that. Everybody, see, it is now KL Rahul is a very soft target for the unreal amount of hate that he's getting. Unreal, because is KL Rahul the only cricketer to undergo this kind of a lean patch? People are conveniently forgetting that Virat Kohli had 1,000+ day lean patch. But because he was Virat Kohli, because he had all the past glory with him, that is the reason why there won't be much of hate.
No, see, I tell you what actually happened during that time was that in Virat's case, runs were not coming.
Yes.
I think KL's criticism started from the point where runs were coming.
But strike rate.
Yeah.
Strike rate.
It started with that.
And that is his own making.
Even with Virat Kohli, I think the runs were in fact coming to some extent. The centuries weren't coming. That is what the public had more problem with. T20, the runs were
More pertinently, Kohli's slump was not that evident in white ball cricket.
Yeah.
It was a slump only in red ball cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, he slumped from 54 to 48 in that 2-year period.
Yes.
Yeah.
White ball cricket, there was never a doubt about Kohli.
In fact, yeah.
Yes, he was, like you said, that argument holds. But see,
He was scoring, he wasn't scoring those big runs, so it was.
that is the curse of Virat Kohli. The benchmarks he set is so high. But in KL Rahul's case, conveniently, if you want to look at it, see, what is 2023? Is it a T20 World Cup year? No, it's an ODI World Cup year. He's already won you a couple of games in that position.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah.
But it will not be counted. Because they will then conveniently cite the fact that, oh, he's performed very badly in all these kind of things.
Fans may not count it, but let's be honest.
We all count it,
No, I think when ODI cricket resumes, I'm sure he will batter, but also because now he's doubling up as the wicket keeper.
Yes.
And suddenly you're not going to change that. So he starts.
He starts.
In your bilateral series.
Yes.
Whether then he keeps his place is another matter, but he does start.
Which is why I'm saying that maybe this is the one rare year where you cannot look at the IPL that seriously, since it's ODI World Cup.
But
year.
IPL can always be an indicator. It can be.
Yeah, it's
with the
just
form
a
of
yardstick.
batsman. But I'm saying in his case, if he's not going to get runs, okay, strike rate could be something else that you look at, but at least needs to get some sort of runs, because strike rate will be very different when you look at it from a one-day perspective, and that's what you might need.
Yeah.
But I think runs you need.
He's gotten you
Just
runs.
just as you now looking at someone like again, we know he's certain to play. Is like someone like a Rohit Sharma because he's captain, right? Yeah. But when we discuss, aren't we worried about the form that he is in, because he's going to be captaining you? We know he's captaining you. We know he's going to be opening, but you're worried. I think in the similar way, you're going to be worried about KL Rahul's form also. Yeah. I know he's going to start ODI, because as you point out, it's very different with his performances in ODI versus T20. He starts, but then there's no harm in being, or at least it's pretty natural to be worried about his batting form.
It is. We are all very worried because KL Rahul, as many of his detractors have also pointed, he's supremely talented. He is. He has got the talent, but again, whatever is the criticism on his strike rate and all, he has brought it upon himself. Unfortunately, I mean, look at the contrast on a flat deck, 12 of 9 today, but when you were chasing 140 in that game against GT, 68 of 61 the next 18 of 28. Why does he have that a lot more? Because as it's not technical, I think it's all up here. And once you have something up here, then you may be the greatest player on earth. It takes a lot longer to come out of that.
Well, a certain great had to not touch the bat for a month, as we all know, since he was having those battles. But what will go against KL Rahul if this string of low scores continues for him, will be the fact that, okay, unlike all the years in the past where you had good numbers to show at the end of the IPL, a very good average, a very good overall tally to show. Forget the strike rate if we leave that argument aside, because that would again always be in the middle 130s, never really crossing the 140 mark. But this time you won't even have those runs as well.
And the worst problem is, I'll just take a minute. The worst problem is, what if this bad form spills over into the ODIs? Then if he loses his confidence there, because he's only hanging in by the barest of threads, the thinnest of threads, he's hanging in there because of his ODI knocks. what if this spills into the ODIs?
That's what
Then
you're right.
that's it. Then there is no point of return for KL Rahul then. Because remember, in a World Cup year, every performance will unfortunately, even if it's a different format, will be magnified 100x. If this spills over into ODIs, I think there is no return for KL Rahul then. Unfortunate.
I mean, if you ask me, we're supposed to look at the stats and he's not doing well, I agree. But I can't help but sympathize with him. I know I'm looking at it from a player's perspective, putting myself in his shoes and thinking about he's not doing well, okay. Like you talked about, that vicious cycle you get into. And why do you start playing cricket? Because you enjoy it as a kid. You think, oh, I love this game so much, I want to play it for the rest of my life. But when things like these happen, when you're not performing, you're getting all this hate. Cricket is no longer about enjoying yourself. It starts becoming about, will I make it into this team? Am I scoring good enough runs? Am I good enough? It kind of becomes a mental block, and when you're not enjoying the game, you're not going to get the runs.
Yeah.
That is what seems to be happening. And a genuine question, because I know this is going to be a very subjective parameter. If you want to have a replacement for KL Rahul, okay, which batter or which wicketkeeper batter currently has absolutely banged the door down for selection? Please look at it from a holistic picture. The answer is nobody. Nobody has banged the door down and saying, oh, he deserves.
Don't say that. There are gazillion people who say Sanju Samson.
I know, but again, look at what has happened here. Okay, if I have to conveniently change the yardstick here, IPL, vintage Sanju Samson.
Get ready to be trolled.
Whatever. I mean, who has banged the door down? As I said, subjective parameter. Because my parameter can be different from somebody else's.
If you're talking about ODIs, Sanju Samson, Jitesh Sharma can come in. He's batting down almost as the same batting position as KL Rahul.
Not Jitesh.
No,
but you're talking about is there any?
The door down. Absolutely. I mean,
There are multiple people doing better than KL Rahul, na?
In ODIs? No.
No, he's not played ODIs yet. No, I get what Siddharth's point is. I'll tell you what his point is. That is there somebody who's doing so well that you say we have no option but to pick him? There are certain performances where somebody just comes in, plays so well that you say, hey, listen, we have no option, he has to come in. That's not happened. I think Pant's injuries also contributed to that, because he would have been that one player you look at. Yes, his T20 form wasn't great, but just like Test cricket, he was outstanding. Even his ODI cricket numbers are very good, Pant. So I think if he was around, then it would be a different ball game altogether. Right. Maybe you didn't even need to look at a KL Rahul out of form. Now you will, because he's done well in ODI cricket, I think. But that doesn't mean that there will be no pressure. I think the other guy who could have put pressure there, because he got a double under, was Ishan Kishan, but he himself is struggling now with the bat. So that option is gone. Sanju Samson, he's a very talented batsman, and he has a massive fan following, all of whom would be on social media trending that Sanju should be there as India's wicketkeeper batsman. So, but is he, and so is Jitesh Sharma, very talented. But have both of them really bang the door down where you say no option, there's no way that he or she cannot play. Sanju or Jitesh cannot play, either one of them. So that's not reached. But now what will happen is that they're definitely going to pick up backup wicketkeeper when they play. Whether it's Sanju, whether it's Jitesh, whoever they go with, the backup wicketkeeper. And then if it's KL doesn't get those desired results in the first few bilaterals that he plays, then probably one of them comes in. And if they end up doing well, and I think Jitesh is already part of the India setup. So has Sanju been. So it could be any one of them that they could go with.
Bharat has come in now, but for test.
Yeah, but he's for test. Yeah, not looked at him in the ODI format. So I think these are your limited options that you go with.
The problem is, look, your selection panel has not had the confidence in the backup that is there.
Your selection panel is only not full. There are only 4.
There are only 4.
The one has been or resigned, but we haven't got a replacement for it. So I'm happy with the 4.
You anyway are running on borrowed time for the World Cup. You just have about 3 series: West Indies, Australia, Asia Cup, and Australia.
You do expect there to be another series or 2 squeezed in.
No,
be.
I
You
don't
never
think
know.
so. It'll be very difficult.
Never
Asia Cup is an ODI, this thing, no?
But Asia Cup is happening in September, isn't it?
August 10 to September in that period. But then you have 3 ODIs against Australia
Shivam, niche, please.
before the ODI World Cup starts in October.
Yeah.
Now you are yet again facing a very crunch situation when it comes to time.
Yeah.
Either you make the decision on KL Rahul much before West Indies, or don't make the decision, persist with him. You can't chop him off. Oh, Asia Cup, he's not at. Oh, let's get someone else. Sorry. That
See,
bus
Asia
has
Cup is
already.
too late to make a change. You're talking just
No,
2 weeks
It has
ahead of the
happened in
World Cup.
2019.
No, I'm saying you're starting nowhere. You'll have to make a change if he's not getting runs. Now, what do? You start with him, but if he's not going to get runs, then you have to make a change. What else can you do? There is no other option. What do? Will you take an out of form KL Rahul, or would you then go with someone who's been in form? You'll have to go.
Because at this point in time, you're not getting. Your backup players are not gotten a game. KL
Exactly.
Rahul has unfortunately
That's what I'm saying.
failed.
So that's the other side. Okay, you have a talented pool of
But
players.
can I
and
tell you,
all.
that's a lot of conjecture. For all you know, as we've said, he
Yeah.
starts and he gets runs, then this is all moot.
Please, get runs. Get
that,
runs.
whatever. Bahar Ali from Pakistan says there is a special talent in KL Rahul, but he hasn't done justice to that talent. India should invest in other talented player for World Cup, as he's failed so many times. Just to correct that, I think we sometimes mix IPL and T20 with ODI.
Yeah.
So ODI has not been bad, but I agree that the pressure is on him. He needs to
Totally.
step up. But you start with him, and then if he doesn't succeed, then we leave this discussion to then. What if he gets runs and it's all done? Mr. Shekhar, what is he saying, Shivam? Upar.
For Mr. Shekhar, super chat.
Super chat.
No, यही click कर दो. Snapshot क्या करना है शिवम? हाँ. Take it, somebody.
Okay, Mr. Shekhar from the US is saying when you get knocked over repeatedly in Asia Cup and World Cup by rookies like Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah, play maiden over versus Zimbabwe and in semi-final, how do you dodge it? See, I am saying that whatever is the criticism that KL Rahul has, I mean, you can rewind the tape and see, he has got it upon himself. It is not a secret anymore. He has brought it upon himself because, as you said, he never performs well against the big teams in major ICC T20 events. ODIs,
Yeah.
okay, so far. But in T20 events, yes, agreed, no hiding from that. He has never performed well against the big nations. He scored well only against the lesser teams. Agreed. But then, look, if you come back from injuries, okay, and has your entire batting order or bowling order ticked in ICC events? Has only one player failed? No. I think it's a combination of everyone who's either not performed up to the optimum limit. Even in a T20 World Cup 2022, Nikhil, even you would remember, there were questions over Kohli's strike rate. Rohit was not...
Australia T20 World Cup?
Yeah, the T20 World Cup Australia. 2022.
Yeah, but I mean, Kohli won you the
game
most
against
important.
Pakistan.
Yeah, most
He
important.
won you that. Rohit was not performing.
Yeah.
So Rohit's not performance has put KL in a broader spotlight because now there is no escape. Everybody will get criticized accordingly. So it is, no one is dodging it. We are saying that KL Rahul, 50% of it, he has brought it upon himself only by not performing against major teams.
Yeah.
But the hate that he is getting, I think it's unreal.
The hate is, I think, also stems from the fact that he's been given an extended rope also. So people are tired of seeing it, or because one of the biggest criticism, let's say, that people have of the selectors and the way Indian cricket works is that you chop and change a lot.
That I have to agree that he has got a longer rope than a lot of players.
Yes.
That he's been lucky with.
Pent
But
up frustration that's coming out now.
Imagine a youngster in place of Rahul. Could he have gotten?
No way.
No chance.
No way.
See, he's gotten a longer rope also because their backup, whoever is supposed to be the replacement, they have not set the stage on
No,
fire.
but this is good, I would say. Giving long rope is setting a good benchmark also, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
This is how you tell a player that we confide in you, we trust you, we have
That's
we have
not a
faith.
problem. That's not a problem. The
Yeah.
problem is, why don't others then get it?
Yes.
So that's the issue. It's not KL getting. So there's two comments which are, in line with what we're discussing. Shubham Garg is saying we keep bashing Rahul for non-performance in T20 World Cups, but we silently ignore the other batsmen that failed in all T20 World Cup. Exactly what we discussed. Mehraj Rule says that tell me one player who got a long rope like KL did, which is making a valid point that he did get a very long rope.
Search in the Dhoni era, Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah, he did, but he's come good.
He's come good.
So-
but after 4 years of intense hatred that even Jadeja got, 2009, the T20 World Cup, the critics were absolutely after him. 2009, but then Dhoni stuck to his guns.
No, even 13 to 17, that period also, he spent a lot of time trying to cement his place in the...
He had arrived in 2013.
No, I would say
Yes.
still, I think his arrival, it was against Pakistan in 17 that you saw that, okay, now this is the Ravindra Jadeja
You know-
we wanted to see all this while.
Two things changed for Ravindra Jadeja in 2013. One, the Australia series where his first partnership with Ravichandran Ashwin was established. India won that 4-0. Second, the Champions Trophy. 2013, he won the golden ball in that, and his all-round batting in the final ensured that we at least got to a good total. So, Jadeja's arrival came in 2013, but it took 4 years of intense scrutiny. And Dhoni, that is the one thing I credit him as a captain. He sticks to his players.
Yeah.
And if he sees that there's something special about them, he backs them to the hilt. That's why I would say Jadeja. That's your answer.
Kargi was also asked
Yeah,
the same
Kargi.
question.
Similar thoughts, and what was exactly the question?
About KL Rahul. I mean, he doesn't perform
Ha.
against big teams.
Yes. So, again, I kind of sympathize with him because I get what it's like to have not that kind of pressure, but you can relate to it on a certain level, and I think it's just mentally he's very frustrated or very depressed or something. It could be anything. Once he figures out how to navigate the situation mentally, I think he'll be all good. And he has to take responsibility for all the responsibility and accountability for how he's been performing. Of course, no one's ignoring that, but it's just, I think it's all about his mental status and where he is mentally right now.
Okay, let's be done with KL Rahul. We spent too much time discussing. So in the mid innings there, any thoughts on the game or any super chats that we've not taken, we can take. Okay, good question. Manchester Riding wants to know who's your young Indian player find of the season. So when you are going to pick a find of the season, let it be from this season. So don't pick a player, for example, your Jitesh Sharma, who did well earlier also. So pick a find of the season. I mean, for example, only one game, like Yash Thakur, very good today. But I'm not saying he's a find, but giving an example.
Kargi.
Tilak Verma, I'll still go with.
Yeah, but he also kind of last year.
Acha, okay. Naveen Ulak.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but he wants to know an Indian player.
India.
Okay, we're back at
But that's a good one, but
Huh.
Indian player.
Atharva
His first
Tide.
name does sound very Indian, so maybe you went with Naveen ul Haq. But
Yeah, no, then Atharva I'll say.
Atharva, okay.
So far, Akash Singh has impressed me. Akash Singh, the CSK left arm pacer.
CSK.
No, Indian. Na.
Sorry, my bad.
Indian. Akash Singh, the CSK left arm pacer, has impressed me with the space and bounce that he got. So far, he's the find.
Yeah.
Suyash.
Sharma.
Suyash Sharma.
Yeah, even I'll go with Suyash. No, he was there last
season also.
Yeah.
Him, Hunger Gekar, they were all there, but Hunger Gekar isn't even getting games this time around.
He got 2 games in the beginning.
Suyash, just the 2 games.
Next one, Shivam. नहीं please. ये ले चुके हैं हम.
This also will
We've
take
taken it.
This
taken
also.
it. Once Rishabh comes in, KL goes out. It's as simple, yeah. But again, a lot of conjecture. We don't know when that is going to happen. So at least we're discussing the World Cup, and I don't see it happening till the World Cup.
Yep.
So Dhruv Jurel is a good one. Again, Deepak Rajput is picked. I agree.
yeah.
Good one. Arjun Tendulkar. Somebody can pick. Yeah, sure.
People can say
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
of course.
Sure.
Played his
But I like Jurel also as an option.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also, as Prakash also points out, is he the Prakash?
No idea.
Is it? He's a cricket fan.
He is.
What if it is the Prakash Jha?
Well, that'll be great. That'll be great.
No, obviously it's not. But his selection is very good.
Yeah.
Dhruv Chanchurel.
A lot of shouts there for Dhruv Jurel. Yes, of course. Very, very.
Rinko Singh, but didn't Rinko Singh play in a couple of seasons?
Rinko
Yeah.
Alright.
Fine.
Rinko's been around for too long.
Yeah.
Somebody said Nehal Vadera.
He's played before also again.
Yeah.
Nehal?
Nehal Vadera.
Mumbai guy, na?
Yeah.
So, okay, E is equal to MC square says that I didn't agree with all of you. In ODIs, most of the time KL comes out as a finisher or maybe after 35 over. We need the player who plays with better strike rate, which I didn't see in KL. But doesn't matter, he's the
getting
best
the job
option.
done.
Yeah.
He's getting the job done, and whatever limited sample size that we have of him playing in the middle overs,
Well,
he's played at the strike rate required.
He's entitled to his opinion.
Of course he is. Of course, he is equal to MC.
Akash
square.
Bharda has
Very
gone
good.
with Sai Sudarshan also.
But even Sai Sudarshan had
Yeah,
a couple of games. He played last year
Last
also.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Mr. Shekhar wants to know the resurgence of Mohit Sharma and what can the DC team learn from GT when it comes to grooming guys like Manohar Sudarshan and Noor. Mohit Sharma, man, what can I say? I've said it earlier also. Incredible that he's made this comeback. Imagine he had been, limited to being a net bowler, but to have that courage. Now we've seen in this current generation where players are looking for greener pastures. When he knew that nobody's picking him, goes unsold in an auction, it's very easy for him to start playing different leagues. He could have very well retired, started playing different leagues, made a lot of money there. But he wasn't ready to give up. He did the hard yards. Somebody said, okay, we'll make you a net bowler. Not easy, huh? Not easy to in that sense control your ego and say no problem, I will just be a net bowler. He did, and I think his hard work's paid off. The way he's bowling now, obviously his comeback mature. It does happen when you're out of the scheme of things, when everything is like over for you. That's when you actually sit yourself down and look at things very differently, and I think that maturity is really helping him bowl. I'm very happy for him. He's a trier, real hard worker, and if he's doing well, then couldn't be happier.
absolutely.
DC, what can DC learn from GT?
And there's lots that DC can learn from GT, but the question was very specifically there for I think the youngsters as to what the youngsters, how they can sort of better. I think the one solution to that possibly could be to get in, let's say, an Indian to captain the side first. That's the one positive that I see for GT. Get in a captain, somebody like a Hardik Pandya who believes in the players, gives them that confidence, is ready to put the hand on the player's shoulder if things aren't going fine, and just that kind of an atmosphere which, let's say, a youngster would like to begin with. That Indian element as far as that leadership role, I think that's missing in this Delhi side right now. It was going very well when you had Shreyas Iyer. It was going even better, I would say, when Rishabh Pant was there. It worked out well for the entire ecosystem there. There's a disconnect that I feel right now. Again, could be the fact that because David Warner himself has been struggling for runs, and there's talks around, whether things are going right, whether he is the long-term solution. Anyway, the thing going forward, if you want to press that reset button for the upcoming seasons, have an Indian to captain the side, a young Indian captain.
Okay, just going to take final couple of comments and a question. Karthik says that Nehal Vadera is also impressive. Tilak for the future, Mumbai Indian captain. Yep. Good point. Aditya Mohanty says that teams now batting first are winning. Just when I was going to read the comment, they have disappeared. So I think no, I wanted to read those. They've gone now. So I think there was a comment, I missed it now, was asking about are the top 4 sealed. So yeah, there it is. So Abhiru Barua has also picked up Prab Simran, but it's not a great day. He's done good, I agree, but not a great day to be picking him as a fine, because he didn't have a ideal start today. But are the top 4 sealed? If you ask me, I think they are. These are my top 4: Rajasthan, Lucknow, Gujarat, Chennai. Those are the 4 that I had picked at the start also. So I'd picked 5, and I'd said 4 out of these 5 will make it, and SRH was my 5th option. They haven't. So if anyone dropped out, it was okay. But at least I had these 4, which are in the 4. And they can still drop out.
Yeah.
Anyone can go. It's very close. But I'm thinking that these 4 will make it.
3 out of my 4 are in the top 4.
Same.
No, it doesn't matter what we predicted. You have to answer, are these the
no.
top 4? No.
Oh, you see a change?
What do you see the change?
See, Chennai are due a mid-season slump. So
Chennai not making it for you.
Chennai should make it, but I think
I just asked you that question. Anyone else has an answer? Let him think.
I want CSK to go and RCB to come in.
that's not happening.
So no.
It could be
So what you
possible.
want? You think that is happening?
Huh.
That Chennai is going out
Yes.
of the top 4 and RCB comes
Yes.
in. Okay.
These are the top 4 for me. No change.
Top 4 for you. For
Top
me
4.
as well. Rajasthan, Lucknow.
Though, not in
Gujarat,
this order
Chennai.
though, but
Yeah. Nobody's asked you order. Top 4. And Chennai Super Kings for me. Siddharth, do you have an answer now?
Just see.
I think RCB might replace one of the teams.
Okay.
Not Chennai Super Kings, either of the other 3.
Gujarat, Lucknow or Rajasthan. They'll replace. Okay. That's the answer we were looking for.
By the way, Gujarat have 1 game less than RCB and still are on top. I hope you took that into consideration.
KKR are playing GT tomorrow. Another Rinku masterclass loading.
Chalo. On that note, thank you so much for your company, guys. Have a great weekend. And to make your weekend even better, all you need to do is come to Sports Today. We'll be here live ahead of both the encounters, double headers coming back to back.
Yep.
See you. Bye bye. Take care. Vanakkam.
Nandri.